here from the Friendship State Bank, 301 Demery Drive on Madison's Hilltop. I'm Katie Sparks, your host, and Loan Officer Sherry Furnish is also joining us today. And we host Community Focus the fourth Thursday of every month at 11 a.m. on 96.7 FM WORX, and replay the program the following Saturday at 9 a.m. on 100.9 FM 1270 AM WXGO. This month we are chatting with Samantha Pierce and Diana Roeder with Habitat for Humanity and Jay Roney with Mad City CrossFit. Jay, thanks so much for being on the show today.
Thanks for having me. Good morning.
Good. Thanks. We're excited to have you on the show, and you have a fascinating story, and was wondering if you could tell us a little bit about yourself and why fitness is so important to you.
Okay. Like you said, my name is Jay Roney. I have 3 children. I co-own Mad City CrossFit. Fitness is important to me simply because we're all able to do it. It's something that, you can get fitness just going outside and exercising and what have you. It's just longevity. It's, quality of life. And I think, as a business owner and gym owner, personally, I think anybody can join a gym, whatever gym is your interest, if you will.
So tell us a little bit about CrossFit and how you were introduced to, that specific style of fitness.
So I was actually going to a local gym here in town, Fit for the King. It's a great family-owned business, been in business for a long time. And I'd kind of go in and, I'd do some lifting, and then I'd do some talking, mostly talking, a little bit of lifting. And then one day a friend of mine, his name was Chad, he said, "Hey, have you ever heard of this thing called CrossFit or Jim Jones?" And there were 2 kind of websites you could go to and just high intensity. And I was like, no. He's like, well, let's do this workout. So we did a workout. It was called G.I. Jane. It was for time. It was basically 100 burpee pull-ups. So you drop on the ground, chest to the deck. You jump up, grab a pull-up bar, and you do 100 pull-ups. I will not admit what my time was, but it was a long time, and I was thrashed after that workout.
But you did all 100.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, and it absolutely crushed me, maybe even crushed my soul a little bit. But after I kind of picked myself up off the ground, I was like, that is really great. I played, sports growing up, and it kind of gave me that feeling of, because I was trying to compete with Chad, and I was trying to beat his time, so it kind of gave me that competitive nature that I enjoy. But, my whole body got worked. My entire body felt like something had happened to it. So, yeah, then it was a couple days later, let's do it again. Until finally I was driving to the gym, and I saw a sign, Mad City CrossFit grand opening, because I'm not an original owner. I kind of bought into it, and so I was like, whoa, we got a CrossFit gym now? So I went in there. It's located at 975 Industrial Drive at the Venture Out Business Center at the time, and still is today. Walked in, it was like 1,200 square feet. Nick and Holly Forey were the co-owners, and then Chris and Corey Morris at the time were co-owners. I went in, and they're like, do you know anything about this? I was like, I know a little bit, but I'm signing up. So for a while, I kept 2 memberships. I kept one at Mad City CrossFit, and I kept one at Fit for the King. I'd go every morning. At the time, we had probably about 15 clients, or what I call athletes. It was really small, really supportive community, really good people. And there's something about it that I wanted my kids to grow up around that. So I started taking my kids, and yeah, that's kind of how I got introduced to it. And I haven't stopped now. I think it's great. I think it's just a good family atmosphere.
And now you're owner.
Yes. So then I went. So I didn't grow up around here. I grew up overseas. It's really funny because I studied international relations in school. I had every plan. I never thought of myself as a gym owner. Your viewers can't see. I am not what they call a buff guy, but it's important to me to get out and be active. And mainly because I have 3 kids. Like, I wanted my kids to see that an active lifestyle is important, and I wanted them to be raised around that and grow up around that. So I was like, what do I got to do to be able to teach my kids? So I went out to California. I had to be able to first instruct adults and coach adults. So that was kind of like, okay, I'll just do that. But really, I'm just going to focus on kids. Then I went and did what was called a CrossFit Kids seminar. And at the time, Corey, who was the owner, flew out, and she was taking it as well. And she's like, hey, we're moving back to Utah. Would you want to buy us out? And I was like, not really, because I had just kind of gotten out of something else I was involved with a friend, and I just was trying to take a break. But I went home, talked to my wife, and I said, I don't know, there's just something special there. I said, I know there's only 15 athletes. I said, but I really think we can build this up. I said, I really think I've got some ideas. So first step was to talk to Nick and Holly to see if they wanted me involved, because I didn't want to just come in, assume that they did. They said yes, and now this will be our 10th year in October. We went from 1,200 square feet, about 15, 20 clients, some of those family actually, to we've got just under 6,000 square feet, I think it is now, with about 140 clients. And yeah, it's awesome, because I know every one of them. They're not a tag on a keychain. I've got relationships with each one of them. Some of them really personal relationships with. I really, and all of our coaches do. It's not just me. We've got about 8, 9 coaches now, and we take a very active role in our athlete's life because we want them to succeed. And then what that does for us is, once we get a new athlete walk through the door, our current athletes then send that energy over to them and say, you are going to succeed here. It's just, I don't know. It's obviously, I'm an owner, so I'm biased. It's just really something. It's really something to see.
Well, that's some incredible growth just in 10 years.
Yeah, in 10 years, we're pretty happy. We keep going back and forth with, finding a spot and building our own location, because we got some ideas that we'd like to add to it. But Venture Out Business Center has always been great to us. It's a very easy, a lot of parking. The building's great. The space is great because we like to play music loud. We like to hoot and holler. The outdoor is like a 400-meter track, so we can incorporate running into our workouts. So it's a good fit. It's a good fit.
That's fantastic. Well, and I'm sure it has not always been easy. So what are some of the struggles that you face as a business owner?
Yeah, it's not. Anytime you have partners or multiple people that work for you, you're trying to juggle everybody to be happy, everybody's happiness, which at times is tough because everybody's got their own ideas, and unfortunately you can't always implement every idea right away, so it takes some time to grow and see how it's going to fit. That's from a personnel standpoint of what's hard. From a business standpoint, even though we've grown and our client and our athlete numbers keep going up and we constantly get new people. I just got a text earlier that we've got somebody signing up. We get about 1 a week, which is perfect for us, because if we got 50 all of a sudden, it would be overwhelming. We wouldn't be able to have that individual, connection with people. But that being said, if the economy starts going down, sometimes people, they may not prioritize fitness like they should. And, we could lose a client or an athlete or two. So there's always that. But for the most part, we're not going anywhere. I would feel very bad if I ever had to shut the doors because of all the relationships and all the people that look forward to going to our gym every single day, whether it be at 5:15 a.m. or 5:30 in the afternoon. I would work 4 other jobs before I close those doors. Wow. Yeah. So it's real family oriented. It's just not going to ever happen.
So it sounds like you really value that community.
I do. I've had some downs. I've had some, highs, and I've had some lows. And sometimes when I'm feeling low, I've got a group of friends over there that I can really open up to. And I think that's important. We were talking earlier about, how do you get involved with fitness if it's not your thing, and for me, it's finding an accountability buddy, finding somebody that, is going to say, hey, you kind of slacked off there. You can do better than that. Like, what's going on? Or, hey, you signed up for this. Like I told you, I signed up for an Ironman in October, and I wasn't telling anybody because I was like, well, if I don't tell anybody, no one will know if I do it or not. But now I'm telling everybody. So, so if you don't see me, if you see me sitting around and not working out or running or swimming or biking, call me out on it because I need that. Everybody needs accountability, and that's what they do for me. So I think if you have an accountability buddy, that's a good step in the door. Yeah.
So I understand, in addition to owning the business, you work with students at the high school as well. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
I could probably talk to you for hours about that because I love those kids. I got 3 of my own kids, like I said, but I got about 160 students at Madison High School that I adore. Even the ones that think that probably I get on them too much, it's just because I have high expectations, and I know that they can meet those expectations and really turn, just do great things. So about 6 years ago, we were working at our facility with girls softball, baseball, and so then after that, Kevin Yancey was the principal at the time, and his oldest son, Cooper Yancey, was coming to us, and we were training him and everything, and he asked me, he's like, hey, is this something we could do at the school? And I was like, I would love to do this at the school. So we started out with 3 periods, I think it was, a day. Student-wise, we only had maybe 30 or 40. The equipment in the weight room was, outdated. I agreed to take a very small stipend because we're contracted, we're not employees. I agreed to take a small stipend because fitness is for everybody. Like, everybody can do it. You just have to have a willingness and maybe somebody to encourage you and show you that you can succeed with it. So that was 6 years ago. Now, we do 6 periods a day. We do an hour after school. We go all summer long with all the sports teams. I was trying to think. There's only 1 or 2 sports teams that don't participate in either after school training, and we call it athletic performance or strength and conditioning, because my business is completely different than the school. I keep them separate. But yeah, so we've been doing that now for about 6 years. We've got about 160 athletes that I see almost on a daily basis. And that's, for me, it keeps me young. The kids, they teach me new lingo, and they teach me, like if I'm dressed nice, like just the other day, and maybe they'll hear this, I don't know, but they're like, oh, you're dripping. So when you look good, you got, I guess that's what they call it. So it's fun. I get to joke with them. I'm 45 years old. They keep me young. But yeah, I adore those kids. I absolutely adore those kids. I mean, they're good. We got good kids in this community. We got really good kids in this community. And then the easy part is just showing them how to lift the weight, but it's really forming those relationships with them too, and letting them know that, there are a lot of people that care about them, so I love that job.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, I do.
So once the first of the year, this is the time when everybody starts setting those resolutions to be more fit or health conscious, right, or all of that.
Yeah.
Right? Iron Man?
Right.
Got the goals?
Yeah.
Some of us have already kicked those goals to the curb, but
I'm holding strong. It's only day 15, but so far I'm doing okay.
You're still there.
Yeah.
So what do you see as the difference between those who succeed and don't succeed, and what kind of encouragement would you offer those that maybe haven't really gotten excited about fitness in the past, or are intimidated by the gym, or had a bad experience?
Yeah. So the first thing you have to do, I think, is you have to you really kind of have to take look at yourself. What do you like? For me, I'm pretty, I'm outgoing. I like to talk to people. I just enjoy being around people. So if that's your thing, you might want to try us out, because it's very community oriented. If you come into our gym, people are going to want to meet you. They're going to know what's up. They're going to want to know how your day was, and they're going to encourage you. It's like I said it before, CrossFit is for everyone. Not everyone is for CrossFit. And what I mean by that is anybody. I can take anybody and I can put you through a CrossFit quote unquote workout, because it's not what you see on TV. That's 0.9% of people that do CrossFit. It's everybody you see at the grocery store. Those are people that are going to CrossFit. So you first need to look at that. Now, I understand some people aren't like that. Some people are, they put the headphones on, get me a bike, or do their own weightlifting, so you got choices in here. You've got, or in this community, you got Fit for the King. Like I said before, it's a family-oriented or family-owned business for a long time. It's a great facility. You have a new one that just got will change brands, Madison Fitness, over by Big Lots. They're doing a great job. You got Planet Fitness. I mean, there's options. So you need to find what works for you and what you like. And once you do that, then, once you figure out, okay, what gym, then you find yourself a buddy, find yourself an accountability buddy. Like I've now done, not just with my friends, but on air, telling people about my goal. Write your goals down. Talk to people. What is it that you want? What are your goals? Talk to a trainer. You can find a personal trainer. If maybe you just want a one-on-one kind of thing. There's all kinds of options. You just gotta, a buddy of mine used to say, don't talk about it, be about it. Right? So, and I've really kind of taken that to heart here in the last month or so. And if you just commit to something and you get somebody to help you, you're going to have success. And if you need somebody, you can come to our gym any Saturday at 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. and I'll be that buddy. I'll work out with you if you want. I mean, if you need somebody, and we do free workouts on Saturdays, so there's no charge. You want to check it out, try it out, that's great. If Fit for the King's got pound classes, they've got bikes, they've got elliptical machines. They've got free weights. They got machine weights. I mean, every place around here, there's something for everybody. It's just a matter of getting in and just getting after it.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for that encouragement. I really appreciate it.
Anytime.
And remind folks, again, if they do want to come to that Saturday workout or anytime, where can they find you? What do they need to know? And is there anything else you
So we've got a website, madcitycrossfit.com. We are on Instagram at madcitycrossfit. I stumble there because Holly's like the social media part of the deal. We've got a Facebook page, but our address is 975 Industrial Drive. We're located in the Venture Out Business Center. My number is 812-599-6881. But like I said, Saturday, just drive over to the gym, park your car. The hardest part about our place is you getting there. If you can get there, I'll take care of the rest. I'll do the warm-up for you. I'll tell you what to do. I'll stand there and make sure you're doing it safely, and I'll encourage you to go faster when the time is right. And I guarantee you'll leave with a good feeling, because every time you work out, you're going to feel good. You're going to release endorphins. Your cognitive functions are going to be better. It just makes you feel good. So just come visit.
Thank you so much, Jay.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This was fun.
Absolutely. We're going to step away and take a break, and when we return, we are going to check